It's so important to spend a lot of time with God in your youth, because now we have all the energy. Now we can do everything without our bodies limiting ourselves. So many young people are getting deceived by chasing worldly stuff, like going on to the club on the weekends instead of going to the church, or living a lukewarm life saying I believe in Jesus Christ, but then not following the commandments of Christ. And don't get me wrong here, because you won't get saved by your deeds, but good faith and a good relationship with Jesus Christ will make you do those deeds because you love God, because you want to follow Him. And I don't know if you guys remember or ever saw a picture of a lot of people walking through a golden entrance. They think they're entering heaven, but they're not, because on the left side there was an entrance and it looked like a cross, and there were only two people walking through that entrance instead of the other entrance. The other entrance, there were millions of people walking through it. Those were the lukewarm Christians, thinking they would go to heaven because they are saying or calling themselves Christian for only believing. Yes, God says to us, pick up your cross and follow Him. And especially if you're young. If you're young, you should follow Christ, because by doing that, you're going to protect yourself from any harm of the world. So many young men are chasing relationships or following Andrew Tate's advice. This is only going to bring you trauma. This is only going to bring you anxiety and insecurity. That's not what you want. You know what Ecclesiastes 12 says to us? Let me read this up for you. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars grow dark, and the clouds return after the rain, when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men stoop, when the grinders cease because they are few, and those looking through the windows grow dim, when the doors to the street are closed, and the sound of grinding fades, when people rise up at the sound of birds, but all their songs grow faint, when people are afraid of heights and of dangers in the streets, when the almond tree blossoms and the grasshopper drags itself along, and the desire no longer is stirred, then people go to their eternal home, and mourners go about the streets. Remember Him before the silver cord is severed, and the golden bowl is broken, before the pitcher is shattered at the spring, and the wheel broken at the well, and the dust returns to the ground it came from, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. And in verse 8 it says, meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Everything is meaningless. The next verse that I've read here is what I really love to hear, and that is, now all has been heard. Here's the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep His commandments. Well, number one. Number two, for this is the duty of all mankind. Number three, for God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. So all the worldly things that those young people are doing, it's all meaningless, first of all. And when they are standing in front of God at the day of judgment, they are gonna have to tell God what they did in life and why they did that stuff. There comes a point where they also have to say why they rejected God. Because God gives everyone a chance. Every person in the world has probably heard of Christ. And a lot of people get a lot of chances, but some people mock God, some people turn into Satanists. God is the solution to every problem you're facing. If you're in debt, if you have insecurities, if you have anxiety, every problem is going to be fixed by following God, by reading the Bible. Because those are the instructions that will lead to a better life. And especially if you're a young person. Listen to the wise words of people older than you that are in Christ. Thanks for watching this video. Give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and let's do this all together and grow this channel to spread more of the word around the internet. And yeah, let's do this. See you later, guys. Peace.